Yeah. Usually fairly frightening.
I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hey, how's it going? Merry Christmas. I haven't seen you since Christmas, so I hope you had a good time. I hope your family's all good and all that. I originally wanted to get my purple mx3 with power steering. I've been driving it for the last 5 years with no power steering, and I want that luxury back because the torque steer that I get in the car is actually insane, and it's very frightening, and it makes the car hard to drive. Even when drifting, it's hard because there's no power steering. Power steering would be nice. I'm gonna go back to that. So I'm going to steal all that stuff from a car I currently have. It's a green mx3. To get all the power steering lines, pump, and all that, it's easiest just to pull the engine out and then remove the rack and the actual lines from it. It's a big job, but I can do it. It's kind of discouraging because it's a big job, but I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna have to tow the car into my shop with the forklift. Thought it was a good day to do it because all the snow melted right after Christmas for some reason. So I'm just gonna tow it in and get started, pull that engine out, get all that steering stuff off. I'm gonna use this bad boy to pull the car in. She's in. That went smoothly. So now I'm gonna pull out the engine, take off all the hood, bumper, fenders, all that, rip that engine and tranny out, dismount the engine from the tranny, save the tranny, do whatever with the engine, not sure what we're gonna do with that yet, and then get all the power steering bits off. I've definitely got my money's worth out of this car. I bought it for $800 about a year ago, and I bought it for the engine. I got it with a KLZE, and I pulled it out, put it into the back of my purple mx3, and that was the engine that I ran all season. It was taken to Hoonigan, that blew up at Hoonigan, but yeah, like well worth that engine alone and the transmission. So I have this transmission in there. That transmission's still good. I'll be able to pull all that stuff out, save the tranny, get rid of the engine that I put in a dummy engine that I had laying around that wasn't holding too much compression for my daily drivers. Smart, right? And yeah, this car's been great, but unfortunately, this is the day that it gets ripped apart and probably is gonna get scrapped. There's a bunch of problems on the body that I never knew of. The rockers underneath here, like I'm sticking my hand in there. So that, like I would build a clean mx3, but it's not clean. Not clean enough, that's for sure. So the bumper's good. That bumper is in mint condition. The back one, I already stole. I stole it off for the purple one because it was mint also. So there's so much stuff that I can use. Also, another thing I'm going to try is I'm going to take out my hood latch, like that, the hood cable. I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to try and use that for my throttle linkage in the back of the mx3 for the purple one. I'm going to see if that'll work too. I'll steal the wipers, you know, just get everything I can off it. To pull an engine out of an mx3, all you need is an impact, set of sockets, ratchet, a 19, a 17, and an inch and a quarter for the axle nuts. Other than that, that is all you need. I've already got my engine crane set up. I'm gonna pull that in here, and then out she goes. Just gotta get bolts loose, cut the exhaust off, out she'll come. All right, engine and tranny are out, and also the steering rack. All of it's out. I didn't take anything apart. So if I just put this into the purple MX3, should be leakless. But obviously I'm gonna check over everything, replace gaskets that I should, and then I should have a good setup, which is awesome. So that was very difficult to get the rack out because I needed to take the inner tie rod out, and they make the threading in a way that it threads in tight. So it's not like once you break it loose, you can take it off by hand. It's like you're working. I was like probably half an hour after I pulled out the engine, just getting that one off. I'm pretty sick right now. I've got a cold, and I just took like a 20-minute break and almost fell asleep. And I'm like, okay, I need to get this thing on the trailer. So what I'm gonna do now is I've got my gas can, and I'm going to get a hose from the feed from the gas tank, and then I'm gonna go take the seats out and then put positive and ground to the pump and just pump all the gas into here. I think it's gonna take 2 of them because there's almost a full tank in here, and I'm just gonna throw it into the Cavalier, and then I'll be able to put it on the trailer hopefully. Okay, I've got my feed line into a gas tank, and now I'm gonna go to where the fuel pump is, and the fuel pump and MX3s are underneath the rear seat. Okay, so I just grabbed a little battery for an ATV, and then I just kind of played with the wires until it started pushing the actual fuel up to the top, and that's what's exactly happening. It's a lot better to do it this way because it's going to be going through the fuel filter. Because if I was just going to siphon it, I wouldn't be putting it through a filter unless if I made one or put like something in a funnel or whatever. This is just easier. Now I can do something else in the meantime. Got one full jerry can. I'm gonna put it into the Cavalier. It's basically a race car for the road. My grandma gave me a fancy hat for my antenna. Looks fantastic, doesn't it? The Cavalier didn't even take a full jerry can. It was almost out, and then all of a sudden it just started puking all over the side of the car, but no big deal. Probably will make it look better, clean up the paint, you know? So I'm gonna fill this up again with the same method I did, with the battery hooked up, and then hopefully that'll get all the fuel out of that tank. I don't think it will though. So my next priority is, I think, to get the car onto my trailer. There is lots of stuff I want to take out still. I want to take out the wiring harness. I want to take out the fuel tank. I need to take the tires off. So I'm gonna just, later on, it's just gonna be sitting on rims, like without tires on my trailer. And maybe take the seats out. I've got a lot of garbage in there and stuff I'll take out. But yeah, I've ripped out a lot of stuff. Headlights, obviously, bumpers, front and back, GMC on 20s. All right, I'm gonna fire her up, let her get up to temp, and then I'm going to hook up the trailer and bring over the trailer. I love these wheels. I picked them up for $1,400 and I love them. The only thing that sucks is the tires are really expensive. They're like $2 grand for 4. Yeah, I'm definitely not looking forward to the day I have to actually replace the tires. I'm going to probably have to next year because I'm definitely taking the car on hauls. It sounds like this year I'm going to Florida with the car, so I'm hauling it down there. And then from what it sounds like, I'm going back to Hoonigan in Vegas, and they want me to do some drifting in Vegas. So it's gonna get some miles. It's gonna get at least 20K of towing miles, I think, this summer. But no big deal, I love it. I'm just not excited to replace that, you know? Here's my trailer. I actually made this trailer. This is the first trailer I've ever made. I'm planning on making another one eventually, because this was definitely learning thing, you know what I mean? Just figure out how to do it. But now, my buddy, he can get me stainless for pretty much free. Well, actually, exactly free. That's how I've been doing my headers. So he's like, okay, just draw up what you need, and then I can get it cut for you in tube. So then, like, the thing wouldn't even need painted because they have such good quality stainless. So that'd be sick. Future though. Hey, all right. Got the shop cleaned up, got the car in with the trailer. So tomorrow I'm going to take out the wiring harness, the wipers, the muffler, the cat, stuff like that. All right, I'll catch you tomorrow. Today's a new day. I feel actually a little bit more sick than I was yesterday, which sucks, but I have to get this done. It's taking up the entire shop. Last night I posted that this car is getting parted out and some people are starting to pay for things already. I've already sold the seat belts and I think I have a buyer for the wiring harness. So I'm definitely taking those out and the wipers, and I'm gonna get right into it because I don't have much time to. Doors are off, got my seat belts out, got the seat belts wrapped. Now I'm gonna go underneath and get the cat and exhaust off. I just took out the cable that releases the trunk to open the trunk, and I think that's gonna work really good for my throttle cable for the rear engine. I also took out the hood release as well, so whatever is closest in length, I'll use that. I think it'll be sweet. I just cut the catalytic converter off. This is probably worth like $40 to $50 depending. Now I have to drop the fuel tank, so that'll be fun. Now I'm gonna remove the engine from the transmission and take off what I'm gonna save on the engine. I don't think I'm gonna save much. And then I'm gonna put the engine into the trunk of the car. Okay, I got the engine up. Training's off, obviously. Exhaust off. So now I'm gonna put it into the car. And right now I can't really get my engine hoist around because it's too close to the trailer. So I'm gonna try and put it right about here and then have the crane drop it right through the windshield. I came in like a wrecking ball. There she goes! Honestly, I can't even get it to fall into the car. She's strapped down tight. Probably just gonna leave it there. Forgot my chain. If you're gonna scrap a car, make sure you scrap it right. She's mid-engine swap now, engine's in the middle of the car. I got the gas tank out, I got the cat off, I got the wiring harness out, tranny, all the things I could keep, doors and everything. I'm even gonna take off the hatch later if I can get somebody to help me because I cannot do that myself because it's 100 pounds. So I'm gonna take it out now and then I'm gonna organize my parts and that'll be it. All right, she's hooked up to my truck. Engine's still there. I'm gonna pull it to where it's safe and nobody's gonna touch it. Job well done. Hopefully I get a couple $100 for this, and then maybe 500-600 from parting out stuff. Maybe even more, who knows, we'll see. Yeah. That's sick. See that deer head? Greasy shit right there. Greasy shit.
Something great.